Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Kat and today I'm going to be showing you how I made the instrumental track for Miss This Summer featuring McNovell. So for starters, it's pretty simple. I just started with this pattern one, that is the chords for the entire song. There are no chord changes in this song, so this is the entire progression by itself. Yeah, so you can get a basic idea of how the entire track progressed from there. Now the second pattern I made was actually this bass line. This is just a regular sub bass. Yeah, so there's that, and then I wait. First, let me just turn this off. Okay, so third, I made this melody, which is actually the melody for the drop. So I did some slidey, legato. I did some legato slides here and there, to give it more, I don't know, more of a me touch, I guess. So here's how it sounds. Yeah, so there's that. And let me just turn this back on. So the reason why I turned this off is because here we have an automation clip that actually controls this one right here. So if we play it from here and have our oh, how do I do this? Okay, if we play it from the start on our playlist, and we can see it move. So there's that, and that is why I had to turn it off. Now, after that, I think I went on to this pattern right here, which is the chords for the drop. So we have our initial sound for the chords, a little plucky, and then we have this, which gives it a little bit more rougher sound, I guess. Here's how it sounds. Yeah, so there is that. I'm pretty sure it makes the sound seem heavier in a way. I don't really know how to describe it. And then next we have our drop bass line. So I have 3 layers of bass on this, and here's how they sound. Yeah, so there's that. There is the bass. And our initial melody that's running from here, we actually have it running in the drop as well, and even on the build up. Gives it a slight characteristic to our entire song, if I should say so. And then we have our lead, drop lead. Here is the entire layer for it. So we have 6 sound generators working for this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for those of you that don't know, Silence or Silence 1 is my go-to plugin for a lot of sounds. If I'm making any sound, I just go for Silence. And here's how they sound individually. So it sounds, not so complete without all of the layers kicking in. Here's the second sound. So it has a little bit of a, brass elements, something like maybe a trumpet or something. And we have the third silent one sound, which is this. So this one gives a little bit more of an electro house lead characteristic to our entire uh, pattern here. And then we have the fourth silent one sound, which is this. So as you can see, I did not activate legato sliding here, so there is no sliding going on in this sound, and I stuck with it because it sounds just great. It just sounds nice. And we have our first two different sound generators right here. This is direct wave. Direct wave is basically just a sound generator that pulls a sample in and just plays it. So here I have my Despotem sample pack, brass pack trumpet sound too. So here's how it sounds. And I have the sliding on here, so it has a portamento slide. Yeah, the same goes for my second direct wave sound. I think it is the Despotem trumpet too. So this one is higher and this one is lower, I think. Yes. So there we have it. That is our lead, and here it is all together. Yeah. And then we have our next pattern, which is actually here. These are the bell sounds that I have hidden in the background of our entire musicscape per se. So here's how it sounds on verse 1. So if you listen closely, you can hear it very, very slightly on the final track. And now we have pattern number 8, which is actually on verse 2. Here we have it on Magnaville's part. And this is just a layer of his off of his vocal melody that he begins with on the verse. So here's how it is. Yeah, so there is some panning in here, and I did that intentionally to give it a little bit more space. I don't really know. I was very, very experimental with this track. As you can see with my leads, it all goes here, and then these just go into this mixer track, and then these have like delay and reverb on it. Yeah, I was very experimental with this. Anyway, let's move on to the next pattern. We have our plucky sound inspired from Kaigo. This is my original, well, not original per se, but I created this sound from scratch. This is part of my sound bank, my Silent One sound bank, and here's how it sounds. Yeah, so it's a very, very wet sound, and it is super short. It is only spanning 2 bars maybe. I don't know how to count, please help. And then we have going over here, we have our hi-hat patterns right here. So here's how they sound. Yeah, very, very simple. And then we are moving on to our build up right here. And we have our secondary hi-hat pattern going like this. So individually, this crash doesn't really sound that good. It, yeah, I wouldn't have it on my drum kit if I ever had one. It doesn't sound that great. Next we have this pattern here. Just this is just to accompany the kicks that come in the drop. So here's how they sound. Yeah, that's basically it. They're just going on a 4x4 count. So with all of our patterns out of the way, now we can move on to the sounds that I used. So here you can see that cymatics, and cymatics. A lot of cymatics. Um, it's not that I'm not aware of other sample packs. I don't know. Cymatics is just easier to download, I guess. I haven't really given an effort to check out any other sample pack. So yeah, here we are. So we have them from different sample packs here. We have this one from Posty, inspired by Post Malone, and then we have our house starter sample pack sound. This is a clap, and we have Cobra snare. I love Cobra sample pack, by the way. Oh, this is the snap. I'm sorry. Yeah, and we have our house starter kit. I just reversed their symbol. So here's how that sounds. And then we have that one crash. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. This one I like. And then we have this is a default sample from FL Studio, I think. Yeah, it is. It is. And then we have Humble sample pack with their snare, and then we have this hi-hat lead from their house starter pack. And yes, I did not create a hi-hat loop for the drop because I liked how this sounded, and I just added this in. uh, yeah, it sounds pretty bad because it's actually designed for 128 BPM, but over here we are at 100 BPM. So yeah, you can see the sound difference that it makes. Next we have this Crash, Metro Boomin Crash. I love his sample pack. It is just amazing. And then we have this White Noise from Effects Essentials sample pack again, and then House Clap, and then Effects Essential again. So I'll show you how I switched this up in a bit. Next we have this Cobra Clap, and then Utopia Snare. Now let's move on to the riser. Here, as you can see, I have this automation for the volume of this sound right here. So without the automation, here's how it sounds. Yeah, plain and simple, straightforward. Now with the automation, I wanted to give it a little bit of movement. So here's how it sounds with the automations affecting this sound. Yeah, there we go. And that brings us to our structuring. So here is the intro. These these bars will be our is our intro, and then we have here verse 1 starting. So the first change that you will notice here is that I did not put this intro melody in here, and I added snaps. So here's how it sounds. Oh, I also added the bells. Yeah, I forgot. So yeah, there is that. And then we have our transition coming in with this reverse symbol right here. And yeah. So over here we have a lot more additions. We have kick sounding sample. This is from the default samples that you get from FL Studio. And then we have our clap coming in and then out. And then we have a clap that's directly out. I don't know how to classify this clap. Please help. So here's how it sounds. It doesn't sound that strong, so we add this layer to make it sound better. And yeah, that's how I layered the sounds. And then we have our hi-hats coming in, and then we have these cymbals coming in as well. And now we move on to our build-up. So over here you can see that there is a gap that was added intentionally for a little bit more oomph, I suppose, you know, quote unquote oomph. And I even have this reverse thingy to give you, the listener, a signal that something is coming. And I even have these automated. Kickstart is automated because the kick pattern here is very hip hop, while the kick pattern here is all house. That's the best way I can explain it. So here's how it works. Over here, the sounds, these chords aren't affected by Kickstart. Kickstart is a sidechaining software, so it is not affected by Kickstart over here. But over here, as we move on, Kickstart gets turned on, and it is affected every four beats, every 4 counts. So it's gonna go it's gonna get muted every 1, 2, 3, 4 counts. So but then it does come back up very quickly, so you can hear it. So without our kicks hitting, you can hear it duck its volume for the kick. So yeah, there is that. And now this is the build-up, and this is the most simple build-up that I have ever made. Here's how it is. We have kick, 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 kick going on, and then we have our snares coming in, claps coming in, and then we have our secondary claps that are just yeah, it's super simple. And then right before the drop hits, I have this fill, this drum fill right here. I forgot to show you guys this. This is how it sounds. Yeah, it's super simple, but you get how it is. So anyway, here is the build up plus the drop. So over here in the drop, we have added a snare to it. Think this is the snare? Yes, it is. So it is basically just the copy of this pattern right here, but yeah, the snares and the snare and the claps are landing on the downbeat, just like with the snaps. And then now we have the second verse coming in, and we have added a new addition, a new percussive addition. So we have this clap right here. It is going as you can see, this is not here on the first section of the song. This is an addition to make it a little bit more interesting than the first part of the song. So here's how it sounds. So the one mistake, or quote unquote mistake, that I noticed while making this video was that I should have used these claps on the drop, but I did not. And yes, that is a big oopsie from my part. Anyway, what's done is done. Now let's let's just have you listen to the whole thing, because we're practically done. I did not go over any effects that I've used over here. That is because, let's just say, I got lazy. Yeah. All right, well, have a listen at the instrumental of Miss This Summer featuring McNaville. is it for this video, guys. If you like what you see, do hit the like button. And if you want more content like this, do hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get all notifications from my channel. I will be doing more content, showing you how I made several tracks of the songs that I have released. So do give me your suggestions down in the comments below. And if you want more content like this, let me know. If you want different content, then let me know that too. Until then, stay safe and bye bye.